What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. We're out here with Tim Jackson, and that Comcast internet is getting back right. Okay, there it is.
You know what's so funny is I just got like some in the mail today from
Mhm.
AT&T saying they're gonna be doing FiOS. They put it on our door, so I guess they heard me complaining.
So, hey, everybody, if you could drop your city and state in the chat. Today is the day. If you ain't here, you don't know. This is Monday, the last day for the break. Um, Don't forget to like the video. We got 3 shows today back to back. The first one I want to talk about is so important to set the tone for the next 2. And so we talk often about getting in the right rooms, getting around the right people, getting in the right groups. And so what I spent my past 3 weeks on, Tim typing for his life, y'all. What I spent the past 3 weeks on is answering over 4,000 comments, me and the VA, but mostly me because I wanted to give real, true feedback. And also, this is part of what I'll be doing during the break. Where your wife at? I'm about to tell her get him a mouse pad, making all that noise.
I got this one from Apple. It's loud as hell.
But I'm serious. I want y'all to know today the reason part of why I'm taking this break is one, I am a true believer in true balance. When you really make the money, you can go off and do what you want. If you really have a business, you can run ads on it and it can still thrive without you. So
Listen,
I want to bring in my host, who is, if he don't stop moving that mouse, he about to get beat up, y'all. My I'm about to mute him. Okay. Now, Tim Jackson, I was using you as a prime example of a person who's built a business, not just a job. Because even when you retire, people are like, please, Tim, please come sell my
yeah, yeah.
house. Please
Please
come
come
back.
sell my house.
Talk to them and tell them who you are and what you do in Dallas.
Well, listen, man, if y'all don't know me by now, you'll never know me. Ain't that what the song say?
Uh-huh.
No, my name is Tim Jackson. I'm the owner of the Tim Jackson Realty Group, Tim Jackson Realty LLC here in Dallas. I'm a real estate broker. I'm also an author of a book titled Real Dope, an in-depth comparison between real estate and the dope game. I'm going to drop all my information in the comments really quick. That's what I was typing for. So if you want to pin it, for those who want to follow and subscribe. Operate a nonprofit organization called Real Youth Mentoring. We teach young boys how to start businesses. We teach them about entrepreneurship, leadership, and just being better citizens within their community. And that's what I do. I was a retired realtor, real estate broker for the last year and a half. I took some time off to just really just relax and spend time with my family. That was really it. And it was hard to get away from the game because people were always hitting me up, still wanting my assistance. So at the beginning of this year, I said I'm going to start being very selective. I'll take certain listings or help certain people, but mainly it has to be above a certain price point. And I'm going to do more consulting and teaching agents how to become better agents. So that's who I am right now, and we are eliminating excuses in 2022. We're not doing any excuses from any type of way. No excuses at all, and that's what
All
I'm
right.
doing right now.
Everybody in the chat, you know what I need from you? I need you to put stop Tim in the chat. Because I want your participation. I love it. So part of what when
And
I
I just
when I
posted my link if you want to pin that comment.
I will. Part of what I saw over the 4,000 comments, because we've got over 25,000 at this point comments that have been unanswered on this page for years. Now, if you're in my YouTube class, I've taught you the fastest way for you to get business, grow your email list, is to talk to the people who are already commenting in your comment section. Yes, go and comment on other people's pages, but the best page is your own page, right? And so what I end up doing is reaching out to people. People say, "Oh yeah, I I did. I became a mobile notary." I said, "Oh, do you take Andre Hatchett class?" "Oh no, I didn't. But it's real hard. I'm struggling." I heard that from hundreds of people. That was not just one person. That was like 100 people. "Yeah, I ended up taking it, but I didn't take his class." And they all said the same thing. They're struggling. They're having a hard time being a mobile notary. It's super competitive. Guess what? Andre had to immediately open up his portal, sent me 2 photos from his Slack where students were so busy with work, they're giving each other your work away. "Hey man, you near me? Take this. Here, man, you near me? Here. I'm gonna take 10% here. You just have it." That's the power of actually getting plugged in to the actual plug, right? When someone's been doing something for 15, 18 years and been creating mobile notaries all over the United States. If they have a platform where other mobile notaries join, don't you think that's where the information gonna be? Don't you think that's where they're gonna help each other out? It's the same as real estate. When people tell me they're in real estate and they don't go to no associations, they don't go to no events, they don't know any other realtors, I'm like, how can you sharpen your own skills if you ain't even around people that's doing what you do? How can you grow? So even when I bring on the pallet man, when I bring on the diabetic testers, when I bring on all these different people and they come onto the channel and people literally go, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know." I check. I go back years. I've been going back to the 2018 videos and I message people. I say, how you think this is? How'd it go for you? When people say, "I'm gonna buy this course," and when they say they don't, I go, "Well, what's your results?" It's been 3 years. 2018 is 3 years ago at this point. It's actually 4. But what are your results when you don't follow through? So Tim, remember you told me you were on Facebook and you've been for 10 years telling people to buy housing in Dallas. Now, what are people
Yeah,
saying about housing in Dallas?
it's so funny, Erica, and I know me and you had this conversation because we talked about, I'm not convincing anyone to do anything anymore moving forward. And the 10-year challenge was taking place on Facebook, but one thing that
Yep.
Facebook does is it has the on this day feature. And the on
Yes.
this day feature reminds you of exactly what you were doing this time last year, right? So when I retired from real estate, I really start paying attention to the on this day feature. And what I learned throughout that time, Erica, is that I've been telling people to buy real estate in Dallas for damn near a decade. Super heavy for the past 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
giving out free tips for people to build and restore their credit without using credit repair. Just giving out game over the years, telling them specifically where to buy. Buying
Mm-hmm.
South Dallas, buying East Dallas, buying West Dallas, buying Pleasant Grove, buying Oak Cliff. When we bought that house for $22,000, it's like I literally posted an entire post about that, and people love the nostalgia of you saying you did something,
Uh-huh.
but what they don't realize is that you're trying to give them the game so they can go do it themselves. And what I saw was a lot of people like, yeah, man, I want to do that, but they didn't really follow the formula. I look at my credit course that I had, and you've dabbled in credit. You know that
Woo!
credit repair and anything dealing with credit is
Woo!
probably the worst
The
industry as
worst.
it relates to getting people to do what you're telling them to do. Right? They'll buy
Accountability.
your stuff, the accountability. They'll buy your stuff all day long, but I would get people come and we would fix their credit, and then they would take our course, and then it will be a year later and they're worse than they were, right? And so this last year and a half, watching my on this day feature made me come to the realization that I'm not convincing anybody to do shit anymore. I'm about to snatch up as much property as I can. I'm about to learn about this stock market. I'm about to learn about cryptocurrency. I'm about to partner with other people who have other businesses that I feel like will benefit me long term financially. And then I'm just going to tax on the back end. I mean, it just is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I can't sit around and try to convince people that they need to do better. Like, if I have to convince you to get life insurance, if I have to convince you to get your stuff in order, like, you don't need my help, man. Go on out there and hop up in that pool, sink or swim, and then what I'm learning is that when people fail, then they come back and they're a lot more hungrier because that taste of defeat will change a person. It will change a person, and that's where I'm at right now. And I'm getting some great responses from people like that's really about that life, and that ain't trying to waste my time like people did in the past.
The biggest thing is with me taking this break and me going on vacation, people all of a sudden, oh, they booking consult calls left and right. Hey, I booked it before the day cut off. I was like, oh, you notice I turned it off on the 20th, huh? You notice I blocked them days. And what happens is people get real serious when it's down to the wire. Now, I've taught a coaching class, and I want to. I think while during my break, we're sharing almost all the coaching students one pagers over our community wall, so you can reach out to other people who are good to coach. Tim Jackson, other people who can help you, because here's what happens, man. Oh, she ain't available. I just didn't get a chance to do it. Man, that's just not true, right? There's so many opportunities. There's so many people doing what you want to do out here. You got to understand. Michelle Green said it perfect. Solo dolo, and still wondering why they broke. I'm going to
And
three.
then people want you. Like, you got to
Yeah.
get out of the mindset of wanting to deal with damn. Yeah, that was the biggest thing that I had a problem with when I was a real estate broker is that people always wanted me to be their agent. And I'm like, no, I'm the broker. I'm not showing you any houses. I have 7 agents that are there. Well, I want to work with you. Well, damn it, you don't want no house because if you want to work with me, you're going to get my agent. You know what I'm saying? Or I want Ericka specifically to tell me what to do. And Ericka, I've watched you hold people's hands. Hell, you've been getting on to me about getting on YouTube for the last 2 years. And now I'm in, right? But
Hmm.
I've watched you give out so much game to people who just want to talk to you. And that right there, people got to get out of that. Like, proximity to power is not power. Just having a conversation with Ericka is not going to make you more of a hustler. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just because she told you. So, like,
Hmm.
utilize that community of people who are doing it too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, also what I realized, one of our testimonials for the tax liens, and this is the funny part, I got some more new content coming into the tax lien course where I went and looked up multiple cities and they had land lots going for $400, Tim. And if I ask people, oh, why you ain't buy over there? Oh, that side of town is da da da. Baby, it's $400 for a plot of land. Like, what's the argument here? When people tell me they can't get into real estate and I hear stuff like that, I'm like, you didn't want to get in no way. Because what you realize is if you own, even if you own on that side of town, even if you cut the grass, clean it up, and you build something cheap, a cheap, basic, clean, safe, functional, easyhouseplans.com house, you're gonna make money. Or if you partner with a
Yeah.
builder.
But people want to, I love baseball. People want to step up to a plate and hit a home run on the first pitch, and
Mhm.
and that's not realistic because one, you're not going to appreciate your wins or your gains when they're given to you that easily. But
Mhm.
two, with anything you do, there's a process, and I think
Mhm.
that social media, specifically like the Instagrams or the social medias that show you the end result within a 15-second period, like on a clip, it has desensitized people to the process, and people just want to show up and win. And that's not how the game go. Like that's just
It's
not how the game go.
years. Oh
It's
man,
years.
there's a couple and people, they so funny, they're hilarious. I forgot the name, I apologize. But I look back on Instagram, I'll remember it. But they're hilarious, right? And they pregnant and they're like, but what y'all don't see, because they made a video as soon as their baby dropped. We've been trying for 8 years. Y'all ain't seen all that part. Y'all just think we so hilarious and funny on the channel. We making all these jokes. We've been trying for 8 years to have a baby. We are thrilled to have this baby. And so a lot of times people just see the front stuff like, hey, they having a ball, they having all this fun. I'm like, they don't see the real life person or the real life tr- destiny journey to get there. And a lot of times what happens is people coming onto the YouTube class or whatever class it is, and they'll start strong and kind of wane out. And I'm like, you didn't really want it, right? You wanted to do 2 videos and go viral. That Kevin Samuels
Say,
thing.
man, say that shit again. Like, man, bring this home, Erica. Please bring it home.
I want people to understand Kevin Samuels been on YouTube 6 years before that video popped like that.
Kwame Brown.
6 years.
Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown.
Kwame
If you
Brown.
would, when he first popped off, I went back and looked at his subscriptions
Oh
and
yeah.
like his people watching. It wasn't really nobody watching
It
the
was like
videos, right?
9,000 people, if that.
If that. But his viewer,
Yeah.
like he was only getting like two, maybe 100 views on it, right? And now,
Hmm.
of course, he's Kwame Brown. He's got a very good following, but like these people have been around. Shit, you've been around forever. You've been around for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
2011. I didn't even real. I
Right?
thought it was 2012. And Ellis was like, "Nah, baby, you've been on here since 2011." I said, "Oh, damn, make me feel
You've been
old."
around
Nah.
for a minute, and you the OG now. But a lot of people didn't see some of them videos you were putting up that's getting 26 views, 30 views,
Mm-mm.
like, and them were some of your best videos. If you want to keep it a buck, but it took one
Listen,
video to go viral, and then people, oh, is that Ericka? But they didn't see
and
all
and
the hard work.
it's the video that I hate. It's the 3 reasons why black people are broke. And people like, oh, this woman, oh, and I got one why blacks flee to Atlanta and Texas. I was on the front page of YouTube for 2 days, and they were like, Erica, you on the front page of YouTube. And I'm like, for the worst video. But what people got to understand is that's right. There's no quick fixes.
There is no quick. It's kind of like the
There's no
Young
quick
Dolph
fixes.
post. You know, I took that photo with Young Dolph 4 years ago. We had the
Hmm.
conversation 4 years ago. I literally made a post about it and just talked about this is what I learned from Young Dolph through our conversation. I went to sleep, woke up, and that post had gone extra uber viral. I wasn't
I
even trying
remember
to do go viral.
you were like, here's this post. shared it, and that's how it
Good
starts,
night,
though.
y'all. Yeah, yeah.
And that's the whole point of like you have a lot of the community who, when people say, "What's up with this smash and grab crime?" I think a lot of the smash and grab crime is they see someone else doing well, and they can't figure out what's the quick way for me to get there. You know what? I'm gonna just smash your window and take your shit. That's just all there
We
is to
call
it.
we call that hidden licks in Dallas.
I'm gonna go up a whole parking. I remember this dude was showing me in Atlanta. They went up a whole parking deck, and I'm like, first of all, who went to their car and saw people smashing windows didn't alert somebody, right? But second of all, it's really a short term thinking that gets you nowhere. You really be spinning your wheels. What's another group I talked about in here? The cleaning company, right? I had AJ Simmons on. AJ Simmons been on YouTube I think 6 or 7 years at this point. Old boy is making bands on bands on bands, right? He even built a cleaning company and gave it to his brother fresh out of prison. Gave him a whole business. He done put an app out there, free app. He got a whole group where they're sharing employees, they're sharing jobs, they hooking each other up, they partnering together, and people still be like, well, let me see if I can download the app. I'm like, y'all, come on. What more will it take for you to understand that like that's how you win? It's the people to your left and your right. Even inside our DC Classy Climb tour, two ladies over here, they partner and got a mobile a Airbnb in Mobile, Alabama, on Gulf Shores, on the beach. They got an Airbnb, and then another set of ladies done partnered and built some other business. And so that's why I be telling y'all, like, the people in the room is ready to go. And so when people say, oh, I didn't buy the course or I didn't go over here, you really weren't ready to go, because you start adding stuff to the sauce, right? Your grandma said sauce, hamburger meat, and this Italian season pack. You up here throwing onions, you adding other stuff. You saw somebody on Instagram do something else, and now
Some
it turned out funny.
cheese.
Some cheese. You like, I saw her put some mayonnaise in it. No, don't do that. Like, I didn't tell you to do any of those other things.
Nah,
So
that's real. Why do you think that is? Like that's my
why?
job this year. My goal is to answer when people do silly shit. My goal is to ask the question, why do you think that is? Like what when people come to me and say something, why? I say, why do you think that way? What has happened in your life to cause you to be so apprehensive? Like it's kind of like with the credit stuff, Erica.
Mm-hmm.
I was charging $97 for people to do consults. I mean, cheap, dirt cheap. And there were people who were questioning me. I'm bonded, I'm licensed, insured, I'm registered to the state. There were
That
people
part.
who would go online and go to a website and put
Mm-hmm.
all of their personal information, social security number,
Oh,
date of birth, mother's maiden name, on some website of the person that they can't even get in contact with, who eventually scams them.
mm-hmm.
But then they want to come to me and, hit me with the, where in the world is Carmen San Diego, PI talk, asking me 1,000 questions, just like, well, damn, you just gave your whole life to a robot, and now you questioning me like, why don't you do your research up front so you don't get scammed, and then come see people like me who have a reputation for actually doing good business and treat us like you treat the scammers, because they'll give the scammers everything
Oh
they
yeah.
want, but then they come to us. Well, how long you been in business? Well, do you got some insurance? Man, I'm like, you don't even have an attorney. Are you really gonna sue me, or are you just gonna badmouth me? You're like, come on, man. Like, why are we
Man,
like that?
I've had people literally, oh, I went and got credit repair over here, it didn't work. I got it over here, it didn't work. But I'm gonna work with you. I'm like, nah, boo, let me go ahead and refund you your money. And this is like 2017. I'm like, let me go ahead and refund you. Because what I see you do is you hop and you never follow I'm like, 90 days, y'all. Just 90 days. I'm not even asking people to do these massive 2, 3 year journeys. I'm like 90 days of just continuously doing one thing. That's it. And when you look at the book 12-Hour Work Week, that's all it is. Pick one
That's
goal
all
for
it
the spring.
is.
Because
That's
people tell you,
all it
Erica,
is.
I want to buy a house. I want to get married this year. I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to do. Look. We can't do 7 goals, but we might be able to do 2 of them. Just 2. And you're going to have to pick them and be consistent with it. So, I really want to salute you for getting up and doing the YouTube videos every day. I'm telling you what happens is before you know it, these newer YouTube channels, they take off quick. And I've literally sat and watched people run ads with no videos and blow up. And so I'm telling y'all, it's whichever pathway you choose to do it. It
And you
really
know
is.
what? You know what? I like to provide an alternative to what people see, right? Like
Hmm.
one reason I rock with you is because you straightforward. You give an alternative to what we normally see. Like you peel through the layers. You call out the BS. You don't have no problem with doing that. Of course, people come at you sometimes. You say some off the wall stuff
I'm
sometimes.
be
But you know
sassy.
what?
It's my channel.
But you know you got to, right? But I think that we're coming into an age where people are really just tired of the fluff, and they just really want to deal with genuine people who have a good reputation of doing good business and who have something to lose, if you will, right? I tell people when I go into business with them, I have a reputation. I'm somebody. I like to think I'm somebody important where I live, right? I'm important to my
Listen,
community.
you important,
So,
man.
so I'm not going to come out here and risk my reputation for 97 damn dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like when I have to bring it, I have to break it down to people like that. Like if you think that everything I worked hard for is worth $97, then I'm not the dude you need to be working with anyway. And I don't want to work with you if you would question my integrity over $100. Like, come on,
But
man.
here's the thing: it's too low. The price is too low. That's what I've learned.
Oh, it's low. It's low. It
That's what
ain't
I've
it ain't
learned.
$97 no more.
That's what I learned. Whenever the price is low, you about to get. Why you doing this? If it's 500, okay. Here's my information. Look. Dre said church.
Dre be coming in right on time. Dre, man, you better stop. You better take that microscope off me, man. You better not be telling people
Listen,
that.
I've been wearing Andre Hatch's owner be owned shirt, and people like, oh man, all the Jim Bobs out here be like, I like that shirt, honey.
That's it. I still got mine. I told you when I went to Wrigley Field, I had on my owner be on shirt, and I had some really good seats. We was the only black people in this section. Somebody threw a peanut at me. I guess they got offended by my shirt. People kept asking me, "What do you do for a living?"
What do you do?
No,
People just love that shirt. I mean,
they
and here's
do.
the thing. What people have to come to realize is, and what I loved about answering the comments is, these people have been on this channel for years, so they should know what the deal is. And so my biggest thing to y'all is, whenever if you're in these Facebook groups, you're on the internet, I want you to be contacting people. I want you to be connecting with people. I want you to really try hard to pursue one or two friends in there. I don't know if you saw this trend on YouTube lately, Tim, but it's the whole I'm 31 and I have no friends. And I'll be watching these videos. I'll be like, why are y'all posting this on there?
It's a
And
different time,
it's a different,
man.
and it's common sense would say,
But
if I don't have no friends, let me focus on let me get out of this house. Let me get off this computer. And I tell people all the time, I go to conferences all year long, not just because I need the information at the conference, but because the people in the room, the energy.
let me tell
I,
you
I,
something. E. I talked to you, Dre, the other Dre. I've talked to you guys more than I talked to people here in Dallas. Like to be honest with you,
mhm.
I got a couple of partners that I consider like my friends. All of them live out of town. Like when I'm in a city, we get up with each other. But here in Dallas, I don't really be just rocking with people like that, going down and stuff like that. I don't really have time for it. But the people that I fool with, they know who they are. Like we get up from time to time. But I mean, me personally, I don't have a lot of people that I call my friends. I have a handful of people that I deal with on a friendly and a professional level, people that I've befriended. And this is people that I met online. I met you through Dre. Like think about that. I met
I'm
you through
telling you,
Dre. That was
Dre,
6 years ago.
Dre the plug, Dre the plug. Keep talking about we
You
outside.
know?
Listen, we're gonna have to drop in on Atlanta as soon as they start blowing the streets up. As soon as it stops snowing, because I ain't
Dre the
trying to crash.
plug, man.
But yeah, so that's my biggest thing is like there's no more convincing in 2022. Y'all seeing how this playing out? Y'all seeing people that's been able to stay home from work, relaxing, enjoying their life. Do you know how many black women, like people say, oh, I don't see enough black people in tech. I spent a whole day looking for black people in tech on YouTube. I found at least 300, and I think 72 was the number. Now we ain't gonna be able to get all those people on Tech Tuesday because they are building their own YouTube channels. But the excuses are over, bro. The excuses are over. Like,
It's a
like if
wrap.
you if you
It's a
want to
wrap.
build it, you can build it. There's even a black stripper. She's beautiful. I ain't gonna hate on her. She
Shit,
done
bring her on
became.
the show. No, I'm
I
messing
know.
with you.
she
See
done
what you're
became.
working with.
She done became a software developer or whatever. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm trying to get every woman get in tech, get them off that pole, get them into tech. I was like, girl, you know what? I need
Cause
you
they
on my
all
show.
coming, they all becoming real estate agents now. You know what I'm saying? Like I be going through Instagram, like damn, like they be posing and be. I'm
I'd be
like,
like, girl, you
come
ain't
buy a
selling
house
no.
from me.
I'd be like, you ain't selling no house.
You know what's so funny is that 80% of my clients are women.
Hmm.
Like dudes just don't really be buying houses like that.
Listen,
But
I keep telling people nobody believes me.
you
I
know,
tell you, think about it. You know, I ain't gonna go on the conspiracy tonight, but I'm just saying, if you got two groups of people always fighting with each other, okay, and common sense say men can live on an air mattress and a noodle pack,
Say, say.
okay, in a corner of a house.
A man wakes up one day and says, I'm going to start being responsible. You know, like, women are being bred to be responsible from the time they are like born. Like, we go out there and we be reckless, and then we wake up and be like, all right, it's time to settle down, buy a house, get a wife.
I'm
Like,
42. I guess I should be right.
I guess I should. And it's like, that's why when I be watching people give relationship advice and all this, I'm like, that's not how men work. We out there in them streets, and then we wake up one day and we say, it's time to be responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was at church. I tell you to this day, there was a man at church. I felt like he was going around the room like, "Hey, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? How you doing? How you doing?" I was like, Next,
You ready?
6 months later, he was married. I was like, "Oh Lord, Jesus."
He ready. We know when it's time. We know when it's time. You know what I'm saying? What she say? She said, it's hard to make good friends as adults because of schedules and whatnot.
Man, that's
I can
excuses.
understand that.
Some of that is true, but some of that's excuses.
Listen, I got some good friends, and we text, and when they respond, they respond. We don't, they don't. I'll be bothering the hell out of Ericka. I don't care.
I'd be like, I'm in Dallas, Tim. What you doing right now? Oh man, I done ran down the street for some macaroni and cheese. I can't meet you today. I'd be like, come on, Tim.
Let me tell you what you do, Ericka. Let me tell you how funny style you be sometimes. Ericka will pull up in Dallas on a Tuesday, won't say nothing. Won't say nothing at all. Then I'll get a call from Ericka on Thursday like, hey, Tim, I'm in your city. What you doing right now at this very moment? And it'll be like at 3:30. I got to go pick my kid up. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay, then I'm going to go downtown and go get me some. I'm going to the biscuit bar. I'm just like, Ericka, why you didn't let me know you was coming? You know, I got practice to go to, and I'm retired, so I got a honey-do list.
He out here educating children. I'm like, what's up? Pull up. Pull up.
Hey, post that, put that, my app, put his comment up. Can I please expound on that? Listen, I'm going to read that one. No one wants to be the old guy in the club, the guy who stayed in the game too long. I teach my boys this in the mentoring program. Don't be the old ninja in the club with the starched jeans and the polo boots on, smelling like cool water. You know what I'm saying? Talking about say baby girl. You don't be that cat, right? But say baby girl, baby girl.
Hey, don't you hear me like,
them old veterans, you know what I'm saying? Be up in the club with that chick, you know what I'm saying? Don't be that dude, man. But what I've come to find out for ladies and men is when you about your business and you got your shit together, that's more attractive than anything. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just my opinion. That's from my personal experience. Like, I dated a lot of people before I got married, and I ended up marrying a woman who not only was somebody that I wanted to be around and be with, but she had her shit together, and that mattered. You know what I'm saying? She didn't need me for anything, and I didn't need her for anything. And a lot of people, they miss out on how important that is, because guys do things to impress women. Let's just keep it real, right? And women do things to impress guys. But guys do things to impress women with their money and their assets and stuff like that. And a lot of times women do things to impress guys with their clothes and what they got on and their shape and stuff. And I would argue that a woman that got her shit together is way finer than a chick that's just posting fine pictures all day. Because at the end of the day, anybody can have access to those photos and pictures, but everybody can't have access to the mentality that you have, because everybody ain't on that level. And that's more important to me. So, and I like to think I'm a good looking dude that ain't never had no problem with the ladies that got my shit together. Nah, I got to my own horn.
No, I'm not. No, what's funny about what you just said is the funny part about credit repair, and this is no knock if you were a customer of the partnership I have. I love y'all. No disrespect, y'all worked your butt off. But majority of the men, when I did the O'Shea Duke Jackson show, I got 600 credit repair sales. Majority of the intake calls, the dude was 30 to 34. He was like, hey, I want to get my own car, my own place. He'd be like, oh, that's so great. And it's because they met a woman.
Because they met a woman. I'm telling you.
And they was driving their mama car. And now that ain't good enough no more. They need to get their own place, their own car. I'm like, you 34, living with your mama? And the brothers would always be about 5'11" to 6 foot tall. It runs out. Look, good looking tall man runs out too. Right about 32, they be like, you ain't got nothing. Nothing.
Hey man, he said he ain't trying to be up in the club with them creased jeans and them polo boots on. Listen.
I'm telling you, it's the truth. And so a lot of the dudes at that time that took the credit repair off O'Shea Duke Jackson, they were like, "Yo, I'm trying to go buy a house. I done met this woman. Like this one dude had like a, I mean, it was bad. It was just bad. And the woman was a, what do you call it? One of them track coaches at the schools up
Yeah.
there near Dallas. He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, she got, I gotta get it together." Like that was his whole phone call. I got to get it together. So again, that
And she
starts.
said, "I'm." Hey, listen, I live in Texas. Hey, Ricardo know what I'm talking about. You know them cats that be in the club. You know what I'm
Starched
talking
up.
about?
Listen, my uncle
Yeah.
pants be so starched. We were at the beach on vacation. I was like, "You starching your pants?" He's like, "No, that's just they got leftover starch." I'm like, "How you wash pants and they got leftover starch?" They
Say,
were
man.
sheesh. His pants were like this at the beach, like cut sand. I'm like, what are you doing? What are
Sound
you
like some
wearing?
matches when he walking, man. Sound like
Yes.
some matches. Yeah.
I keep telling people that, but people don't believe it.
Oh,
That
women hold all the power because men do. Man, listen. Men, everything that men do is based on getting a woman. It's based on impressing women. You
tell
understand
them,
what I'm saying?
tell
Like,
them.
I'm gonna drive a certain kind of car. I'm gonna wear certain clothes. I'm gonna have my hair a certain way. That's why whenever I hear people talking about, dudes out here sagging and showing their ass, they need to pull their pants up. My argument is that women need to quit fooling with them. Because if the moment women say, you need to pull your drawers up, guess what's gonna happen? Dudes gonna pull their pants up,
Yeah.
right? Like y'all have so much control, but y'all be focused on trying to change us, and we are just wired differently than y'all. Like we're just wired differently.
Y'all eat
Y'all got
chili
so
every
much.
day. Y'all eat chili
Yeah,
every day and sleep on the corner of an air mattress.
I'm telling like everything. We'll do everything for the love of a girl. Them cats be out there simping their ass off for some attention. And I'm telling you, man, you find you someone who's got their stuff together, a young lady, and you got your stuff together. Y'all could take over this game, but too often, a girl who got it all together end up with a bum, or a dude that got it all together end up with a girl who don't want to work. You know what I'm saying?
What's really crazy is I go to that event. What you're talking about is cracking me up because I go to the event in Dallas, the Apex, and all the dudes in there got businesses. But you can tell they like, "Hey, how you doing? What you doing? You want to go to dinner?" You be like, "What? Business? No, nah, dinner." I'll be like, "Okay, okay, okay, that's very direct, but okay." Listen, they ain't
Let
playing
me
in
let
there.
me find out. Ericka got a couple of sugar daddies.
That well, some of them is young. They just they got the car, they got a business. They like, "What's up? You interested or not?" You be like, "Damn, okay." Uh, yeah, I'm tired of these men with the sagging pants. I mean, because I literally, there was some rapper. He was on Twitter, on TikTok, and he had his pants, he had his whole butt out. I mean, it was ridiculous. And I'm like, you in your 30s, like too old for that.
I mean, that's that jail culture. Jail culture is essentially rap culture. You know what I'm saying? Like everything you see rappers doing, that's jail culture, right? But what people don't understand is that all it takes is for when you see a dude clean up, a dude ain't cleaning up for his homies. He's cleaning up for a woman
Mhm.
who he feels like he needs to impress. What happens is he meets the nurse, or he'll meet some lady who got her stuff together. And then it's like, oh, maybe I do need to pull this up. It's like I ain't never really been into the sagging thing. I always thought it was corny, but I mean, when I see cats doing it, they typically have a lot of jewelry on. They have a nice
Mhm.
car, and women they say they're attracted to that. So dudes gonna keep doing. We gonna keep doing what y'all tell us to do.
They
You know what I'm
looking for
saying?
that 25-year-old hood rat Lisa. They like, oh, she love it. I'm gonna
And
keep her.
he looking for that income tax check. You
Looking for that
did.
the kid snacks at the house. John said on the Ferrari channel, they always say no woman is impressed by the car. Listen, when I go to those things in Dallas, you can see the men line up the cars out front. They all talking to each other. The women walk right by them cars. They don't pay it no mind.
Man, that's so real
We
though.
walk
Like
right by them
I
cars.
see the dudes be more thirstier than the chicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm.
from the South. I say dude and chick. If that offends you,
Nah, they
come
don't
to
get
the
over it.
South a little bit more.
Break it out to us. It's why do dudes be more thirstier than chicks? Explain it to us.
You
What's that
know,
mean?
to be honest with you, man, I've seen it. I've seen it in power circles. If we gonna keep it a buck, I've seen it with
Let's do
cats
it.
that's got money. Like you know, being around certain people and they don't really fool with you or talk to you, but then when they see you
Hmm.
pull up in something nice, it's like, oh man, you got this, and that. And it's just like I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's a fairy tale. I don't know if that's just dudes. Like that's how some people get their validation. I'm not putting everybody into a bucket because there's nothing wrong with having a nice car. Like if you
Yeah.
can afford it and you got
Do
the
what you
business
do.
to do it, like do what you do, live your life. But I don't know. I think it's just like it's kind of like the American dream, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
think about the American dream is debt. It's going out, getting you a new house, getting you a new car, going to college,
Mm-hmm.
getting a bunch of student loans. And the American dream essentially is debt, right? But we've been taught this American dream our entire lives. So we buy into it subconsciously, right? So I think with the guys, when you watch the American Dream stories, it's a guy with a nice car and a nice suit,
Hold on,
and
Tim.
like
You breaking up. You breaking up. Hold on. Close all them extra
what
windows.
about now? Is
Close all
that
them
better?
extra windows.
Is that better?
It
Is
is
that
better now.
better? So you see the guys with the nice clothes, the nice suits, the nice cars, and that's what men have equated to success, and that's not success. Many times that's debt, but
Mm-hmm.
dudes feel like that. I've never been that dude. Like I guess I've been around nice cars my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then every time I go out to the West Coast, like, I have family members that have fleets of just exotic
Cars.
cars. And so when I'm on the West Coast, like we don't even rent cars. I'm in some exotic or something really nice just because I'm with my family. It's like that doesn't impress me. Like I've been around,
Mm-hmm.
that stuff forever. But to a lot of people, that's you get a car. People go out and spend $90,000 on a car before they buy a piece of property, and I'm like,
Listen.
bro,
Come on.
get your piece of property. It'll pay for every car you ever got.
Let
Get
me
moving forward.
let me tell you. I was somewhere and they were like, well, man, Erica, why don't you go ahead and get that Tesla? Why don't you get this? I said, well, I'm trying to close on the beach house first, and I'll get the Tesla for my birthday. Oh, girl, go ahead and get that Tesla now. Why am I go? The beach house gonna produce 250,000 gross a year, 120K net a year. But I should go out and get the Tesla first. Y'all, that don't even make good sense. It don't make no sense. And it be people just literally saying that stuff outside. It's crazy.
Because we value cars, like we've been taught to value cars over property. Like that's what we've always like. If you listen to our music, like all our music talks about is new cars. Like and that's not an indictment. Like I'm still gonna be listening to my UGK when I get in the car because I know how to separate entertainment from reality. But
Hmm.
a lot of people, that's all we know is that car, and it's like I was that way. I was buying a new car every 2 to 3 years. And then I finally realized, like, man, I'm about to be in my 30s and I don't own no property. And I completely shifted and started buying property and then letting the property pay for the cars. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Well, I mean, even if you go right now on Facebook, there's a couple of different credit repair groups. If I go in them right now, people in there like, yo, look at my 750 credit score, look at my credit score. And people constantly in the group are posting brand new cars. And I'm like, I ask a question because I'm that person. I'd be like, so you buying a house? What you doing with the credit? You buying a house? Why you worry about what I'm doing with it? Well,
oh,
ma'am, it's the credit repair
because you
group.
hating. Whenever you start showing people how, that's why I said I'm not convincing nobody to do shit no more. Whenever you start lining up apples and oranges and saying, hey man, you might want to consider doing this first. Like people,
Mhm.
oh man, you hating, you don't want to see a player, come up, and it's just like, all right, man, because what people don't understand is like it's maintenance. For example, my
Mhm.
partner bought a Benz, right? Wanted this Benz forever. Got a Benz, then realized that you can't rotate the tires on this particular Benz because the tires in the back are bigger than the tires in the front. So
Ooh,
new
yeah,
tires cost
all the way around.
$1,000 every year. And I'll never forget. They was like, "Man, how many? Can you rotate your tires?" How the conversation started because I had bought a new Lexus and they bought a new
Mhm.
Benz. It's like, "Can you rotate your tires?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can't rotate my tires." I went to the dealership and they told me I had to buy new tires pretty much every year. And this person was in real estate,
Mhm.
so it's more than every year. You understand what I'm saying? But people can't even afford the maintenance on these things. My thing is get you a couple pieces of properties and let the properties take care of that maintenance for you. But that's
I-
too far fetched.
People don't want to hear it. People are scared about the upkeep on property, but are okay with the upkeep on an automobile that can be just as expensive.
That's
The
the
crazy
realest
part,
shit I done read all day. That's the realest shit I've read all day.
when you,
Like yeah.
the biggest thing I tell people is if you look at them houses, why do wholesalers make so much money? Tim,
Because
what's
they,
usually the
I don't
condition of
know.
the house?
The condition of the house. The house is rat crappy. They
They
go
ain't
in
took
and get
care of it.
and
Nobody's
take
done the
care of it.
roof. They ain't did the AC. They done let it drip holes in it. It's falling apart. And I remember this guy had a fence fall down in the back. And my mom was like, we were walking in the other neighborhood. And she said, you could get the little planks for $35. This is before wood went up. This is before lumber went up. Don't judge
This for
me.
yeah.
It's for lumber. But the little planks, you can go get them. You can't even get those right now, I think. But the planks, it's a whole plank board. Because I used to work at Lowe's. You could get
Yeah.
a panel for $35. The backyard won't big enough for nothing but 3 panels. That's $105. But this man had the fence down on the ground for months. Think about that. He out there barbecuing all the time. He cutting up all the time. He got big old rib racks on it. I'm like, you could at least get 2 pieces and still have part of the fence open.
But we don't think about the maintenance. We don't think about the upkeep of some of this stuff, and that's where you go broke. You know what I'm saying? But like I'll give you an example. I'll pick on my wife. You know, my wife she went somewhere recently, and where she parked there was a metal piece coming up on the little the little barrier when you're parking. There's a little metal piece, and it tore the bottom of her car. Right, and she's got a new car, so we take it to the dealership, drive it off, get the loaner. They hit me back today. It's gonna be $400. Like for a person that's living paycheck to paycheck, or a person that's not planning for stuff like that, like that's another car note. You understand what I'm saying? And that's something you have to get fixed, because if rocks and stuff hit up under your car, it's gonna tear your car up. Like little stuff like that. Most of the times when people call me about, they've gotten into an issue, it's because something came up, and it's typically a car repair, Erica.
Mm-hmm.
It's typically something
Yep.
that's done happened to their car, or something like that, where that's what made them fall behind. It's just like, man, get you a piece of property or start investing somewhere else so
Something.
that you can have the investments paid for.
And what's crazy is people always want to argue about, well, rent and mortgage is about the same. No, they're not. Too many people
Nah,
I
hell
know.
no.
Too many people I
No.
know got a whole house mortgage is $1,095, and they rent
Hey,
is $1,800 for a 2 bedroom. Get on out of here with that.
hey, the car is the new wedding ring, and that's what people be wanting. And it's like, I mean, that's crazy,
Oh,
man. But
did you
just
see
like
that
the
black woman who got her boyfriend like a what's that thing called? It's like a Lambo. It's some kind of like almost like that.
yours probably.
Yeah, he fainted out, and everybody in the comments about boyfriend, not your husband.
Or like every time I be following some of these like culture channels, and
Hmm.
it's like such and such rapper, I spends $27,000 at the Gucci store, and it's just like, all right, if you like Gucci, that's your thing. I'm not knocking it, but what it does is you got regular people at the crib sitting at home with nothing, no assets, and when they do come into some money, they go out there and buy shit that's gonna make them shine immediately. That's gonna depreciate in value, and it's not gonna be worth anything.
Yeah, I
Look
mean,
like I'm breaking up a little bit.
you were a little bit again, but here's the biggest thing I try to tell people is, even like this is what cracks me up on this is Joshua said, what's funny is property has tax advantages, cars usually don't. And people are like, well, what if I have a business? Oh, you muted yourself, Tim. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. What's funny is
I didn't want you to
property
hear
has.
the. I didn't want you to hear the mouse sliding around.
They done told you in the chat to stop it. What's funny is the property has tax advantages. The cars usually don't, and that's the stuff people don't really. You cannot deduct that rent. I'm telling you, you can't. You cannot. Hellcat. There you go. That's the girl who bought her boyfriend a Dodge Hellcat with proceeds from trading NFTs. Okay, so he taught her a skill. I get it, but a Hellcat? Have y'all seen how much Hellcats cost? And it's the last year they gonna make them.
Now somebody gonna argue, well, it's a collector. It's kind of like
Like,
I got a
guys,
partner. Like when I was like, hey, don't be buying a bunch of shoes, yada yada yada. Get you a piece of property, then let the property buy shoes. My mindset is let the property buy everything you need. And he's like, well, I can go buy some Jordans for 150 and sell them for 400. That's an investment. I'm like, well, if that's your lick, then do it. But that's not the average person. The average person doesn't think like that, right? A lot of people just want to be a contrarian and tell you why it can work,
yeah.
even though the data often suggests that it don't.
Now the same people that's been in Dallas for 20 years talking about, oh, ain't no opportunities in Dallas. The house is so expensive in Dallas. Literally, I was on Facebook and I had posted something 8 years ago or something, like right when I first moved to Austin, and I was complaining about a house that was $120,000 in Austin. Literally,
You'll
I
you'll
was about to
never
share it on
find
Facebook.
unless it's a tiny house. You'll never find a house for
I
$120,000.
literally, I literally was laughing. I was like, the stuff I was complaining about, what a goose. I could have had 4 or 5 houses by now.
Your girl said she had a Saab. Boy. I'm telling you, I don't know nobody that drive a Saab that don't drink their wine with their pinky up. Boy, that's some.
She was like, I have a Saab.
I have a Saab.
Well, that I used to make fun of people with Subarus. I was like, oh, what are you up? Never mind, I can't say that word on here. I get, but
Hey, a Subaru is like a Ford F-150 in Colorado. Everybody named
that's what
Mama
I
got a
said. I'm
Subaru in
like,
Denver.
I'd be like, what is this? A soccer mom convention? Uh, that's what I said. Exactly. She dropping 60K for a car for a boyfriend. As soon as he leaves, she gonna be wanting that car back. Come on, man.
And if he a G, if he from the hood, she ain't getting that car back.
He had the slides with the socks on. I said, oh, she's silly. She's
But
silly.
that's you know what, that's what I'm seeing a lot too, man. I'm seeing a lot of, and I say this to the ladies, like, ladies, y'all can be simps too, right? A lot of stuff y'all be doing is just like a lot of us dudes sit back and be like, I'm
You
proud
look.
of old boy. I'm proud of old boy.
He
He
got you
got
looking
that out of her,
stupid.
man. He got that out. But we ain't gonna say nothing out loud because we're not gonna break the code. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain code you stick to, but like in any situation, you can't buy your love and your happiness. Like if a person is only with you because you have something like that to offer, then that should be a red flag. Ain't don't nobody at the divorce proceedings ask for their love back. All right, they
Okay.
tend to want their shit back. But I ain't
Listen,
trying
you
to
got
convince
them
nobody.
creating new stuff. Simpets, pygmishas. I can't.
Yeah, I'll be all in the comments. When I be seeing simp stuff, I just say simp. Simping ain't easy. Like we need to call it out.
Well,
Like
and that's that's the thing is like this girl was listen, I'll just say this, y'all got to get in the right rooms. I do know a woman who makes a lot of money, and I don't know where she picked her boyfriend up, but I was like, you had to be at some strip club at 4 o'clock in the morning because I don't know where else you found this man that's walking around with slides and socks on all the time.
hey, let that man eat.
I don't know where. I'm like, sis, you out here running businesses and making all
The
this
game
money.
has changed. Listen, the roles are
Come
reversing.
on.
That's what women want. Women want to
Nah.
be the head. They want to make the money. Y'all making more money in most cases. Let's flip it. The roles is changing now.
Listen, nah. I'm gonna go get me a Julio that's at a construction site. I ain't playing with y'all.
Hey,
I need a worker.
chivalry's dead. Chivalry's
No,
dead.
no. I don't want nope. I don't want no parts of that. I'm about to go way deep in the country. Hey, what you doing today, Fred? Just out here on the farm. I'll take you. I'll take you just as you are. With your overalls on.
Somebody said Magic City had the best food.
Listen, there you go. Life is 10 times simpler than a Nissan. I see people get luxury in different cars now. All I see is bills. Honey, whenever I'm inside those Facebook groups, I see them new cars. I'm like, it'll be gone by the next year. Because the maintenance.
It's
Maintenance
the
wearing
maintenance,
out.
man. The maintenance, man. And it's like there's nothing wrong with an Audi. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But you get that at the next. Don't get that at the first stop, right? Like get that at the second stop. Get that at the third
Hmm.
stop. When you have, because that maintenance is what always gets people. When you are in a position to have that residual income coming in, then you drop that thing off. It's maintenance. You can find a way to write off that maintenance if you know how to do it the right way. You got your good CPA. But too often we want to pull up and shine, and it's like, bro, you don't have anything going for yourself but this car. You need to
Listen.
reevaluate your priorities and come get that car 2 or 3 years later after you done built your empire. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was on a date in Raleigh, North Carolina with a guy just fresh out of school, engineer. He had a brand new BMW. We go to his apartment. I promise you won't nothing but like the damn lawn chairs and that and a table his mama gave him and then like one bed. I was like, come on, baby. You got a brand new BMW outside. This is insane.
I drove
Um,
I drove old Lexuses and old Toyotas. Like when I finally had my epiphany, I had a new Lexus. I sold my Lexus, and then I went and bought a cash Toyota. And then
mhm.
somebody hit me in that car. I went out and bought another cash Lexus. And I rode that. Man, them cars are riding till the wheels fall off. Man, I drive. We have a new one now, and I got an old one outside in the front. Like you can ball on a budget. Like you just trying to get from A to B at this point, right?
Mhm.
And then when I found out about those cars, they actually start to appreciate, believe it or not. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
right
I mean,
now,
because you can't. Listen, it's like them Hondas. Them Hispanic people selling for $4,000 every year. You be like that 1995 Honda.
that mug's still going. And I told you about my one client, my one tenant, who had the Benz. He had the S550 Benz. And he was struggling to pay his $800 a month rent. Like every month they were late. Every month they were late. You know what I'm saying? And
I
I
tell you
pull
about
up,
the DoorDash guy came over
yeah.
here with a Mercedes Benz doing DoorDash. I was like, baby, insides and slops and sides. But go ahead. Finish what you're
No,
saying.
it baffled me to see this cat in a S550, and I would pull up in my 19, I think it was a 97 Lexus. And I would always tell people, if you didn't know any better, you would think that he was the landlord and I was the tenant. You know what I'm saying? But he would get out jewelry, watches, clean, new J's,
Over leveraged.
and be 5 days late on his rent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, I got it. I got it. I'm
you
gonna
know
get
what I'm saying? And it's just like, and I tried to help them. I tried to help them get their credit right. Like, you know how we do. We feel sorry
Yeah.
for our people. Yeah, I ain't convincing nobody to do anything
Nah, they.
anymore.
You got to think. You got to realize when somebody says this is where they at in 2022. 10 years ago started this train. Right? Like there's something my trainer said that always cracks me up. He said, "You see all these girls that be young, eating hot Cheetos and crap all the time, and about 10 years they blow up like a balloon." People like, "Girl, what happened?" She'd be like, "I don't even know." Be like, "Nah, you've been eating crap for 10 years. You've been drinking, partying, crunk, Coronas for 10 years, and now you here, right? At some point your body's like, bump it, fine. But that's also people's life. How their thoughts are is where you are.
And
Now
that's
somebody asked me
real.
what's wrong with the slides with the socks. When I see men outside with the slides and the socks, I think the equivalent of a girl in Uggs or a girl with sandals on her bottom of her feet is dirty. That's what I think when I see that. I'd be like, oh damn,
You
slides and
acting like
socks.
you
It's so
showing your
basic.
age now, Erica. You
It's
being
so
old,
basic.
man.
It's so
Let these kids do their thing.
nah, it ain't even kids. It'd be like 40-year-old grown men about to fall down at the Walgreens. You'd be like, sir, you know what should have happened? You should have had on shoes. You should have had some sneakers on. You wouldn't have failed.
I guess I'm from the hood, man. So like,
Y'all love that. Y'all love
no,
the slide.
I don't wear slides and socks. I be ready to, I always have my
Take off.
mentality on. I'm gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? So
I gotta run.
you can't get. No, I ain't running from that. I ain't never ran from it. What money bag yo say? If I did, cut my legs off. But my mentality is, you never know when you might have to turn around and square up on somebody. You can't do that in no slides. So
I saw a man take off, run from the police in slides and socks. He had to let the slides go and straight barefoot take it. I'm like, see, you should have stopped.
and then they kick the slides off when they get ready to fight or whatever. It's like, how you gonna get some grip, man? You're not in jail.
Look, she said my cousin wear that. They good men. Listen, my cousins played football, and that was their favorite outfit was some athletic shorts, a t-shirt, and some slide socks. And them feet look like they've been kicking rocks. Okay, they needed socks for them toes. Actually, I tell you, listen, it's so funny. Listen, say what you want about Brother Ben X out of Dallas. He just finished closing on a 250-acre property, and they had 75 owners stand out there. It was all these black people standing out there signing on a piece of paper, and it was nice. I thought it was nice. They really get it.
Pretty dope.
People are so silly when they try to pretend men and women don't want to oppress each other. Facts. Listen,
We do.
I walked by the construction site downtown Austin. Somebody whistled today. I was like, that's right. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm in these yoga pants. Oh man.
You
Tim,
took
like
out run, you start running a little bit faster, so
No, I
a
just
little
gave it a slow.
movement, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta slow
Look, gave him a
down.
little, gave him a little rock with it. No, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with impressing people, man. It's just what you got to do to get them, you're gonna have to do to keep them. And a lot of
Honey,
times,
that part.
a lot of times, men and women, they do a lot of impressing up front, and then when you get in a relationship, it don't really be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Look, this is the best one. I was making $7.25 an hour and bought an Audi. Girl, you was wild. You was wilding. Audi's
Say,
like,
man. Hey, you must have been at that church. At the church, them churches be telling you, just name it and claim it. Believe it and receive it. You out there in debt like a mug. Hey, listen, you knew your value. You know what I'm saying?
Good, right? This is true. Listen, when I deliver pizzas, I go to the busted down.
Damn, Ericka,
steel
what
cart.
have you not done?
That's my whole story. When I came to Austin, how did I learn the real estate in Austin? I was delivering pizzas at night, and I was running apartment management in the daytime. You know they don't pay apartment managers no damn money out here.
They don't pay y'all nothing.
They don't pay y'all nothing. And so,
Hey, Michelle is right too.
yeah, all the $1 million houses had a bunch of Toyotas and old Hondas out front. The busted down apartment complex got brand new cars every day. I'd be like, come on, man.
But when I used to say that on Facebook, people used to call me an elitist. They used to say I was talking down on black people. Like I used to get attacked
Shame
the
on
moment I would bring that up. Yeah, shame on you. And it's just like, wait a minute. Like, but then Grant Cardone said, and then it's an aha moment.
And he done
You know
bought
what
two
I'm
houses. He
saying?
didn't buy just one house. He bought two houses.
But he said it's an aha moment.
Yeah. People telling you don't buy no. Grant Cardone was running around telling everybody don't buy no house. We're going to Renter Nation. Then he bought not one house in Florida for 24 million. He bought another house for 40 million. I love this dude be coming with good food over here, straight over full plate. Um, that's crazy. Yeah, y'all y'all
Like oil
cracking me
change,
up.
or like when I see people like renting cars and they be like at the gas station trying to fill them back up, for they take them back and they be putting unleaded in it. I'm like, dude,
Oof.
you can't put unleaded in that, my guy. You need the high, the 91. You need the high octane. People don't be knowing, man.
Mm-mm.
That's dope.
Congratulations.
That's dope. Congratulations on that.
I really want a Ford F-150 just so I can sit up high, real high, so I can
Hey,
be in traffic being a jerk.
get you a truck,
Ah!
man.
I used
Get
to
you a
want
truck.
Rams, but people with Rams be acting gay. Oh, I can't say that on the internet. I forgot. Listen, this said, don't wear slides. Oh shit! Look at this.
Scammers, huh?
Oh man, listen. She said, "I'm
Hey,
out
your
here in
people be
Vegas.
lit, man. I
I
fool with
like
the
y'all.
classic climb people, man. The
Y'all
classic
crack
climb
me up."
people, I fool with y'all, man. Y'all be funny than a mug, man. I be watching these videos, dying in the comment section.
And that's the exact. That's what I think of every time I see Slocks and Slide. Hey, baby, let me borrow your car. I'll be right back. What? No, no, you ain't borrowing nothing.
Man, be flying in that Altima with them Delta plates
I
on them. You like,
know it'd be
man,
so
who is this
embarrassing.
chick?
I got hit in an accident one time, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what's the pink AKA on the? This ain't even your car." But yeah, let me see what else y'all got in here. But yeah, Tim, tell them what they got to do this year to get it right. What they got to get some
I mean,
accountability. They got to get
honestly,
some streamers.
you got to get some accountability in your life. You know, be sure to hang around people that don't make excuses. I make it a point not to hang around with people that make excuses or that are what I like to call contrarians. Every time you bring up a good idea, they'll tell you why it's not going to work. Like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to go at it alone. But if you go at it alone, make sure you find other people that's doing what you want to do, that's doing it right, because the answer to all your problems is going to be outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to get around people you don't know that's going to
Mm-hmm.
expose you to new ideas, people that you came up with. They don't see you as the professional that you are. They see you as they see me as little Tim. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have to go get away from that circle and get around people that's doing something that's worthwhile, and I can take it back to my people, the ones that are open to it. But I'm gonna get out of business of making excuses and understand that everything you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. Like, if you don't get the bubble guts when you're doing some new shit, then it ain't worth your time. Like, you need to be nervous. You need to have the bubble guts. You need to be feeling some kind of way. I see I'm
Yeah,
breaking up a little bit.
it's okay. You back. You gotta get in.
Yeah.
You gotta get in some different rooms. Cause see, here's the thing. That whole what I've noticed with that trend of people saying, "Oh, I ain't got no friends." Half of them said the same thing. Oh, like I've changed. I'm doing different stuff. Okay, well, you go new people, new rooms, baby. That's what that means. And so I really want you to understand that some of y'all, like, I think you're resisting change because you'll have to change a lot more than just your what you currently do. You'll have to change your environment, some of your friends, and so I think that's unfortunately holding some people back, which it shouldn't, but I feel it is holding some people back from making good
Well,
changes.
it's not looking dumb, and my thing is you're
Mm.
gonna look dumb either way. You're gonna look dumb
Mhm.
when you make a mistake, and you're gonna look dumb when you miss out on an opportunity. So, like, I don't give a damn about looking dumb. I learn more from my mistakes than I learn from my successes. I can tell you every lesson I've ever learned from a mistake. I can't tell you every one of my successes. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
get out there and look dumb.
Well, and even on like I was thinking about this guy was talking about um moving to new cities. Like I understand like when I talk about New York and here, I want y'all to understand like I don't talk about New York like in a light jokey manner. I know it's hard to move from any city. But if you gonna be there, you know what I'm saying? If you gonna be there, like make it count. Like get around a new environment. Cause to me it always blows my mind when I talk to people from New York and they don't know nobody in stocks or they don't know nobody doing this or they don't know nobody doing real estate. And it's like, but baby, you got to do something. One or two things got to change. So figure out what it is. Um, I literally got to a couple events. I went to events in Las Vegas and people in that room was buying land and building houses and they were like, oh, I'm not doing a lot. I'm like, according to who? Y'all better stop looking at this TV. People that's out here doing stuff. If you really doing it, you should know you're doing it. You should be kind of checking the temperature of the environment you're around. So, you guys, listen. That's what me and Tim have for y'all today. Y'all got to get some accountability partners. Take off them victim glasses and put on them accountability glasses.
Say, man,
I've shown that to
y'all
my
know
mama.
what
She
it
like,
is.
who did that?
Hey,
Mama.
listen, man. Accountability. You be surprised how far you get in life when you just hold yourself accountable. Like I've had to do it myself. I've had to cut ties with certain things. I've had to cut things out of my own life because it's not good for me. Like it's just all about accountability. You
For
know what I'm saying?
sure.
But I appreciate you guys.
Oh
Ericka, you
wait,
know I love coming and talk.
answer this last one, and we'll wrap it up.
I
Answer this
got you.
last one. Okay.
Uh,
Hold on. You done muted yourself. Tim, you done muted yourself. Come on,
My
brother.
bad. Looking for a career change at 39. What career do you suggest? I have a worthless degree. Man, I have a master's degree in history. So I'm willing to bet my degree is a little bit more worthless, homeboy. Like seriously, I can't do shit with that. I thought I was gonna be able to go teach at the college level and do a bunch of stuff and help my community. I can't do shit but argue with people on Facebook with that degree. So
Like, I know
I
history. I'm
was
a history major.
yeah, I do. You know, even like today is the whole MLK, and it's
Uh-huh.
just like, I want to go in on some of the historical facts, which is like,
Oh,
yeah, it ain't worth my time.
I put all the ugly quotes. White people acting
Yeah.
foolish. Like I put all that stuff. They'd be like, Ericka, why? Why?
Man, listen, I would say do something that brings you joy. And one thing about me is, I do have a lot of degrees, I have education, but I enjoy working with people and seeing people accomplish their goals. So find something that you can do that it doesn't matter what you do. One, get out of debt, reduce your debt. If you eliminate your debt, you'll find that you can literally do whatever you want to. And that's why I'm in a
Anything.
position to do whatever I want to because I don't have real debt. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter what you do. Just do something that you feel is gonna make you feel happy. Like make a list of all the things you want to be as a kid, and then narrow it down like to one thing on that list. But the big thing is to get out of debt. You get out of debt, you can do whatever the hell you want to, man. Like literally, take Andre's notary course, take some Ericka's wholesaling courses. Like you can do whatever you want to, but the big thing is just not having a shitload of debt because that's what's gonna keep you back. A lot of us work because of debt. If you think about it, we
Uh-huh.
work to pay bills, right?
Mhm.
So you eliminate that debt. Now you're just paying your little monthly expenses. You can do whatever you want to. So I wish you nothing but the best, though. You'll find it. But my suggestion is find something that you like to do that's going to bring you joy and find a way to make money in it.
For sure. Tim, I'm about to go get me a work truck. So when I drive around, people won't harass me. They'll let me cut in traffic. Uh,
Hey, listen, man, that truck will get you through, man. When I be in my wife's little car, I don't be
People be
getting through traffic.
disrespectful.
You're
People be
disrespectful.
disrespectful. I'm trying to get it's a horn, it's a train horn, and get it hooked up to your car. I was at the Ford dealership. They like, now we ain't putting that shit on. Get on out of here with that, ma'am. And then
Yeah.
now I got to go to Hispanics on Lamar over here and be like, hey, come on, hook me up, put
And
this
you
on
know
my
what,
car.
Otis? I would challenge you to create content to teach people how to be better social workers if that's what you're into. Because there's
Mm,
a sociology. I have a lot of friends that are in sociology and they don't really make a ton of money, but the ones that are winning are the ones that are published and that's out there speaking and teaching other people to make money. So there's an
and
outlet for
also,
it.
Otis, look at the comments right now. A lot of people are offering a lot of great suggestions. Freight broker, lawn care service, um, where was I going? Power wash and get contracts, carpet cleaning on the side. One lady says she took 6 years ago. She was depressed in debt. Now she went on 4 year sabbatical, career change, no debt, credit score good. Totally turn it around. Okay, so don't get discouraged. You can turn that thing around. You can get it wrapped up. So again, all this stuff. I really appreciate all y'all. Yeah, Tim Jackson gonna blow up this year if he keep doing right.
Shit, I
But yeah,
just blew up. My allergies all
it's
messed up.
okay. You're all right. All right, you guys. So all
Shit.
right, we're gonna wrap this one up, and then I will be on again if my other guest host shows up. So thank you,
Hey,
Tim, for
listen,
coming through.
this video gonna go viral.
Because you're over there blowing your nose in the video. No.
Shit. Man, this is gonna be fun. But say, check this out, man. You know me, I don't do embarrassment. I don't give a damn.
Mhm.
It is what it is. Y'all, do me a favor. Erica's been kicking my butt about being on YouTube and being more social. So I drop my information in the link. You guys follow my YouTube page, follow me on Instagram. Let's figure this thing out. Let's get to where we want to be this year in 2020. Let's not make any mistakes and make any rash judgments based on what we think something should be. Let's start focusing on what it really is. So make sure y'all link up with me, you guys. I don't really be. I like to have a good time. You know what I'm saying, on social media, but I like to give out good content as well. So,
For sure, for
holler
sure.
at your boy, follow me, and I'll drop my link tree in here one more time.
Do
And I
it, do
appreciate
it.
you, Erica, for bringing me on.
For sure. Be good. Thank you, Tim.
All right, let me go blow my nose, man. I'll talk to you later.
Later.